Coming up tonight, Cameroon celebrates Louisette René Toby Etamindedi, who was elected as Secretary General of the Conference of Ministers of Youth and Sport of La Francophonie Confédérée. Ali Mohammed in the men's category and Kitang Mildred in the female category brave Mount Fako and are crowned champions of the 2021 Mount Cameroon Race of Hope in Boya. Right now. Thanks for watching the 7:30 news on CRTV. I am Moki Edwin Kinzaka in Yaoundé.
I urge you once again to put on your face masks, to wash your hands regularly, and to consult a physician or any other health personnel if you notice any symptoms. This is the only way to save lives and to curb the spread of the virus.
Cameroonian Louisette René Toby Etamindedi has been elected as Secretary General of the Conference of Ministers of Youth and Sports of La Francophonie Confédérée. The election took place yesterday in Burkina Faso during the 38th Ministerial Conference of the organization. Cynthia Saptala attended the press conference organized by the Minister of Youth Affairs and Civic Education, Mununa Futso, to present the new Confédérée Secretary General. Her report.
She is the first Cameroonian and female to occupy the post of Secretary General of Confédérée, the intergovernmental institution that aims at promoting youths in sports in French-speaking countries belonging to La Francophonie. Former Deputy Director of Sports Programs within the organization, Louisette René Toby, was elected to the post on Friday during an ongoing ministerial conference of the organization in Burkina Faso.
I would like to express my gratitude to the head of state, President Paul Biya, and other members of government for supporting my candidacy. All I can say for now is I will endeavor to make my country proud, as our battle for the youths is just beginning.
During a press briefing, where the new Secretary General was presented virtually to the media, the Minister of Youth Affairs described her as a top-level athlete with administrative experience, possessing the ability to deal with young people and fulfill the missions of the organization. Louisette René Toby Etamindedi replaces the former deceased Secretary General, Burama Ali Haruna.
Ali Mohammadou and Mildred Kitang are winners of the 26th edition of the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope in the men and women's categories, respectively. Both athletes won the race from the Northwest region, challenged the Chariot of the Gods in over 4 hours in a 36-kilometer race to emerge as champions. They were among the 500 competitors at the race presided over by Southwest Regional Governor Bernard Okalia-Bilai. Romeo Kenyi has the highlights of this in this report.
I learned that it has all been done during a relay race.
In 4 hours, 32 minutes, Ali Mohammadou from the Northwest region challenged the Chariots of the Gods, crossing the finish line at the Moliko Stadium in Boya.
In the same format like Usain Bolt, Ali Mohammadou wins this year's edition of the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope.
In the race, he demonstrated stamina in front of last year's winner Godlove Gassibune, who this time came second. Faye Elvis completed the podium for the men, grabbing the third position.
La voici Kitang Mildred sur la dernière ligne droite pour traverser donc l'arrivée. C'est elle, la championne de cette édition de la course de l'espoir.
She is the major revelation in the competition. 25 years old Kitang Mildred beat ex-champion Tata Karin to emerge victorious in the women's series. The lone foreign competitor to mount the stage is Kenya's Agnes Jepkoseji, who finished third in the women's ranking. In all, 500 athletes from Cameroon and beyond participated at the 26th edition of the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope. Spectators' turnout was simply fascinating. The cash prize of the women and men's categories is 10 million francs.
The 2021 Mounts Cameroon race that took place in Boya today has produced two unexpected winners, Ali Mohammed in the men's category and Gitan Mildred for the women. They outsprinted last year's winners Godlove Gatsibwin and Karin Tata to the second positions to take home the Golden Fleece. Gideon Tazo.
Oh my word, Ali Mohammadou, Gitan Mildred are two names that came out of the blues to achieve glory at the 2021 Mount Cameroon Race of Hope that ran this Saturday in Boya. Through their unexpected exploits and victories, the two are now part of the select few to join legends such as Godlove Gatsibwin, Eric Mbacha, Mike Short, Sarah Liogue Tonge, Yvonne Gwanya, and many more in the Hall of Fame of the 48-year International Mountaineering Competition, which kicked off a year back in 1973 on the 10th of March.
I train normally as I was training, and this time I did not feel anything, no difficulties during my trainings. And when I came here, I came down with a confidence to win, because when you are running, you have a hope of winning. Before even you lose, you have that hope to be a champion.
If for Ali Mohammadou, the victory was a sensational breakthrough from a mere competitor to winner, Gitan Mildred of an authentic athletic club of Kambe had already tasted glory. Second in the last year's race, then Kambe-based athlete simply improved and progressed from runners-up position to position number 1 this year.
I passed upper farm, entered the forest. It's a Kenyan that came and passed me there. Yes, we were going, she was going ahead and I was coming behind. Tata Karin was right behind. I just discovered her around me. Meanwhile, God already crowned me, so I could not allow it. That's why it happens like that. I did not fight with her in the race. I had to complete my race as it was.
The victory of the two, both from Kambe, in the Doka Mountain Division, comes to make history of an event we saw the rebirth of its popularity, life, and charm.
Territorial Administration Minister Paul Atanganje has received in audience the newly elected Secretary General of the International Civil Defense Organization, OIPC, Mrs. Yap Mariatu. She was accompanied by OIPC's Deputy Secretary General Audrey Kudinu and Mrs. Sultanat Tumotua, who is in charge of international cooperation. Constantine Baum reports on the issues both delegations discussed.
This charity begins at home. This is the first official visit of the newly elected Secretary General of the International Civil Defense Organization, the OIPC, Madame Yap Mariatu, to Cameroon, received in audience by the Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Atanganje, the SG, accompanied by the Deputy SG, Andrei Kudinov, and Saltanat Tasmatova, in charge of international cooperation. The delegation presented the action plan for Cameroon.
Helicopters that can help to fight fires, that can help to carry rescue team casualties, even boat to fight floods. The
project will be done in collaboration with a technical partner, which is Russia.
We have a strategic partner, the Russians. We want to implement what we started 2 years ago.
The International Civil Defense Organization has plans to open a liaison office in Cameroon to cover the sub-region, and its personnel will have diplomatic passports to permit them move freely to other countries to salvage civil protection disasters. The delegation is in Cameroon on the heels of the celebration of the International Civil Protection Day to be celebrated on March 1.
Some 500 youths and women in Marwa would benefit from a free ICT training to be offered by the African Institute of Computer Sciences, ERE. This is the outcome of a memorandum of understanding between the Marwa One Council and ERE Cameroon. We have details with Henry Tato Ekambi in Marwa.
It is a golden opportunity for the youth and women of the Maroua municipality to catch up with the technological advances of the world with this free training offered them under the MINJEF 2035 program. The training, which will begin in the days ahead with the signing of the partnership between the African Institute for Computer Sciences EIE Cameroon, will benefit 500 persons.
African Institute of Computer Science will help that project in ICT training.
The mayor of the Maroua Council, Mohammadou Hamidou, says he is fulfilling the promise he made to his people to put the municipality on the summit of the ICT world. The SDO for Jamare Ekwambarga, who presided over the ceremony, enjoined the youth and women to rush and book their place in the free ICT training because it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to seize with both hands.
The British High Commissioner to Cameroon, Rowan Laxton, has reiterated his country's willingness to assist youths in the southwest region, especially on technology and development. He was speaking in Boya during meetings with youth and a lawmaker in the Boya urban constituency. Tanjon Levis Agbo has the rest of that story.
A useful, wide-ranging discussion between the Member of Parliament and the diplomat, putting the issues of youths at the forefront and proposing ways to support them in achieving their full potential. To the British High Commissioner to Cameroon, Rowan Laxton, they are engaged in assisting youths, especially in the crisis regions.
What we were talking about was IT and Silicon Mountain, and so again building on some work that we did last year. The British High Commission and Honourable joined us for a well-attended webinar putting British businesses in touch with their Cameroonian IT counterparts.
An opportunity for the MP for Boya Urban Constituency to review a couple of pertinent issues in the region.
The silent majority of the population in the English-speaking regions want peace through reconstruction. There has been so much suffering, and giving them development is part of the package towards having peace come back fully. We also looked at issues of youth empowerment, of psychosocial support to victims of trauma from the crisis we're experiencing.
The diplomat further reiterated the strong ties between his country and the Republic of Cameroon, especially in the aspect of peace building.
Refugees in Cameroon will, in the days ahead, undergo vocational training to have access to jobs. A tripartite agreement to that effect has been signed between the Ministry of Employment and Vocational Training and the UNHCR. The ILO was also present. We have details with Rita Makang.
To date, Cameroon counts over 425,421 refugees, according to the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, UNHCR, a population which, apart from receiving basic assistance, needs to be enrolled in training programs for their social integration in their host country.
Our nation has always demonstrated its willingness and its commitment to welcome our brothers and sisters who are in trouble today.
The signing of this tripartite agreement between the Minister of Employment and Vocational Training, the representative of the UNHCR in Cameroon, and the representative of the International Labour Organization lays a strong foundation to ease access to decent jobs amongst refugees.
This partnership will allow refugees to be trained, because how can you get access to employment if you are not trained, if you don't have a diploma? And this is very important for us.
By so doing, Cameroon shows its commitment to international laws, notably the Geneva Convention of 1951, which stipulates that states are expected to cooperate with the UNHCR in ensuring that the rights of refugees are respected and protected.
All residents and institutions whose buildings have been earmarked for demolition in Bamenda have been asked to relocate immediately to ease construction works in the city. public authorities issued the order after observing that some occupants compensated by the government long ago are reluctant to leave, making construction works very difficult. Kilo Valerian Sala reports from Bamenda.
Bamenda's several decades of dejected road infrastructure is now redirected along the path of construction. City council authorities warn that the crisis headache in Bamenda should take a pause for speedy works.
If we need roads, we must stop ghost towns. A contracting firm engages an engineer, pays that engineer about 2.5 million a month, and then he works 3 days a week. How long indeed will he take to realize this project?
At the finance junction leading toward Gang Junction, a different hurdle stands on the path of smooth construction works after this administrative authority observes that even the Bingo Annex Hospital is affected by the demolition equation.
The Baptist Convention, they have been compensated since. But instead of them leaving the place, they made an extension. And this is where the problem is now.
City Mayor Paul Achobong has indicated that the current road construction in Bamenda is partly funded by the World Bank, the French Debt Relief Program, the C2D, and the Cameroon government.
One of the official sponsors of the 2021 Mount Cameroon Race of Hope, CAMTEL, has used the opportunity to call on its clients to make use of its services that are cheaper, available, affordable all over the country. Tanjong Lewis Agbo reports that CAMTEL has been active on the ground, providing network services to all the participants at this year's Mount Cameroon Race of Hope.
A rare disease is any disease that affects a small percentage of the population. The day was an opportunity for the association to raise awareness on patients' challenges while putting a smile on their faces in prelude to the Rare Disease Day.
Rare diseases is a stigmatic situation in Cameroon. Parents are ashamed of having children with rare diseases, and we are here to help them in order to stop the stigma by accompanying them through events such as the International Day of Rare Diseases.
During a question and answer session, participants exchanged on the psychoaffective, psychoeducation and psychosocial conditions of these children.
We observe the challenge of diagnosis. Our medical body in Cameroon do not have the necessary equipment that will help us sort the exact disease that each child has. So with our partners, we are going to have a sequencing project that will take their saliva in order to examine the exact problem in laboratories they have.
The Rare Disease Day campaigns for equitable access to diagnosis, treatment and social opportunities of victims for their social inclusion.
Despite our efforts, COVID-19 plunged many families into mourning and seriously hampered the functioning of our economy and society.
The Minister of Health has been urging Cameroonians to protect themselves from a new wave of COVID-19 infections. Presently, over 35,000 cases have been reported in the country. What is the situation in the southwest region? Bodwin Sama reports from the Public Health Emergency Center. Hello, Bodwin. Good evening.
Good evening to you, Moki Edwin Kinzeka. The objective of the government of Cameroon before the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope that took place in Boya this Saturday was to avoid a situation where we'll notice an increase in the number of persons tested positive for COVID-19 due to the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope. But Before the race that took place in Boya this Saturday, we had the figures as to the number of persons tested positive for COVID-19 in the southwest region as of the 20th of this month of February. The situation stands at, we have 23 more persons tested positive for COVID-19 in the southwest region, giving us a total of 989 persons so far tested positive, tested positive, with a death rate that stands at 3.3% for the southwest region of Cameroon. Recently, we had 6 new cases of persons who have recovered from the coronavirus, leaving us with a total of 891 recoveries so far. Quite impressive. We're talking about the spread of this deadly virus in that part of the country. The region has a recovery rate that stands at 90.2%. With public health experts in the southwest region of Cameroon, they keep on reminding the population of that region via the regional delegates of public health, Dr. Zacchaeus Ebonge Nanje, as to the need to continue respecting the different outlined barrier measures to avoid an increase in the number of persons tested positive for the coronavirus in the southwest region of Cameroon. Back to you, Moki Edwin Kinzeka.
Thanks, Bodwin Sama. One of the official sponsors of the 26th edition of the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope, CAMTEL, has used the opportunity to call on its clientele to make good use of its services and have internet connections wherever they are in the country at affordable rates. Tanjon Levis Agbo reports from Boya that everyone who participated at this year's Mount Cameroon Race of Hope and needed internet connectivity had it right from CAMTEL.
As Cameroon's national telecommunications provider, CAMTEL does not only provide a wide range of telephony services to its customers, but it is equally involved in other social activities, which, according to the institution, is setting the pace by giving back to the community.
CAMTEL is here to make the athletes feel at home. That's why we are here to provide internet services to the runners and the participants of the event. And we have to do things in our own context, the home context. Everybody the place have to be CAMTEL. Like CAMTEL is the official sponsor. Just being the official sponsor means everybody had to be in CAMTEL.
With a variety of services offered and the monopoly on the optical fiber, which it gives to other operators in the country, most of the items are now on special promotion for the benefit of all.
CAMTEL has done a reduction of prices. Modems that were sold for 60,000 have been brought down to 45. Those for 30 have been brought down to 25, and those for 25 have been brought down to 20. So CAMTEL is making people feel at home and enjoy internet service, which is what we use nowadays for communication at most. Since we are in a competitive market, we make it open.
After obtaining its official license as the 4th mobile communication company, Cameroon Telecommunications has been engaged in giving hope to its customers and subscribers, especially during this 26th edition of the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope.
The regional president of the center, Jeben Timevuna, has expressed gratitude to his CPDM party comrades, elites of the center region and government officials for their support during the last regional elections in the country. Jeben Timevuna, who was elected regional president last December 22, pledged to continue to serve the nation with love and honesty. Constantine Mom reports on the thank you occasion that was today in Yaoundé.
Politics is the art of leadership and managing human relationships, and the value of genuine appreciation must be felt. This act was noticed today as the Regional Council President for the Central Region, Gilbert Chimevuna, invited CPDM party members, government officials, municipal authorities, and members of the Regional Council of the Central Region to commune with them and say thank you. The former government delegate to the Yaoundé City Council is responsible for implementing the decentralization process so desired by Cameroonians. In this part of the country, many persons seated here believe, as Regional Council President, he will come back to finish what he started at a broader scale of the region.
It will be important for me to call my collaborator to come to see where I live, where I'm born.
Amongst those present was the Archbishop of the Yaoundé Metropolitan Archdiocese, who prayed to God for guidance for the Regional Council President, asking God to help him lead the region towards development. The ceremony was the simplest form of expressing gratitude, as the Pioneer Center Regional Council President is grateful for the things that happened to him as a result of the efforts of these personalities.
The sum of over 24 million CFA francs has been raised for the renovation of the Boulevard Saint Anne and Joachim's Cathedral in Abang. The money was raised during a Thanksgiving Mass officiated today by His Lordship Philip Alain Barga, Bishop of the Boulevard Diocese. South Governor Felix Ngele, elite, and some state officials were present. Details with Derek Alengnui.
Catholic faithfuls of the Boulevard Diocese and its environs assembled at the St. Anne and Joachim's Parish of Abang this Saturday 27th to take part in the Thanksgiving Mass aimed at raising funds for the renovation of the cathedral, which serves as a unifying factor for the faithfuls.
We celebrated the faith of our people, or people of God. And these people of God who like to renew our cathedral, and they brought the fruit of their work, and this fruit will be given in order to renew our cathedral. And we are very happy.
A moment of communion which brought together Catholic faithfuls and elites of the South region, who through their determination and zeal raised over 24 million francs CFA for the renovation works.
It's important for our church. These sums will permit us to renovate our church. And it's at this occasion, I must thank all population, all religion, which come to help us.
With much still to be done, people of goodwill have been urged not to relent their effort in contributing to the rebirth of the temple, which is about a century old.
The Muslim community in Yaoundé has celebrated its rich cultural values, focusing on the promotion of the Muslim language. Today's event ended the General Assembly of the Yaoundé branch of the association Zibidi Muslim. It was chaired by Zibidi Muslim's national president, Colonel Kakaba Malboum. Victor Siga was there.
Promoting and conveying specific social and cultural values of the Muslim people was the main objective of the General Assembly. Sons and daughters showcase their mastery of the language.
Cameroon is a land of diversity, but the Cameroonian culture should be built by the contribution of each tribe. So the Muslim people, we are also contributing to that purpose, teaching to the young people that they must learn the language, what could be saved from our identity.
The meeting was also to find a quick fix to some internal issues, draw perspective for the new year, and putting in place the new bureau.
We expect that the new bureau can federate more the component of Muslim, do better for alphabetization.
Muslim is a locality in the far north region, and the association, also known as Zibidi Muslim, federates all components of the people in Cameroon and the world at large.
Cameroon's defense forces and civilians now have the opportunity to better understand how to collaborate and defend the sovereignty of the state. A book titled La Défense Populaire, or Cameroon, authored by Brigadier General Mohammadou Kotoku, launched in Yaoundé yesterday, highlights what popular defense implies. We have details of that book and the ceremony with Constantine Bom.
The book, Popular Defense in Cameroon, Understanding a Concept, a 169-page book authored by Brigadier General Mohammadou Kotoku, avails a lot of academic material for the military, university scholars and researchers to get to understand the concept of popular defense in Cameroon, which for long has been misconstrued by both the population and the military. The book identifies security threats, its sources that could be from economic, diplomatic, physical, as well as psychological sources, with the goal of helping the country get ready for any kind of aggression. The author, Brigadier General Muhammad Ahmed Kotoko, strongly believes both the military and the civilian population have a role to play in addressing internal and external threats. The preamble of the Constitution gives paramount importance to the government to provide for security, but it will never be effective if the role of the population is neglected. Therefore, popular defense should be seen as a collaboration between the security forces and the population to fight and protect the nation. With this notion, the book brings about mentality change as it magnifies the roles of the population and security forces working together towards peace and unity. The book has been dedicated to all fallen soldiers in the line of duty.
And at the 7:30 news on CRTV, we are sorry we could not bring you the report on the opening of the Professional Football League in Cameroon. Watch it in 30 minutes with Karine Olivia Bitt. That will be in the news in the French language. I am Moki Edwin Kinzika in Yaoundé. Thank you for watching.
I urge you once again to put on your face masks, to wash your hands regularly, and to consult a physician or any other health personnel if you notice any symptoms. This is the only way to save lives and to curb the spread of the virus.
CRTV News, ici, toute l'info.